Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. If you've been scrolling LinkedIn or reading corporate blogs lately, you've definitely noticed it. Every post, every email, every article, it all just kind of blends into this one bizarre, indistinguishable voice. It's a massive convergence problem that's plaguing the entire internet. But today, we're going to break down exactly how this happens, look at the hard data behind it, and show you precisely how to escape it.
Just look at these two paragraphs. Paragraph A says artificial intelligence is revolutionizing content creation. Paragraph B says the contributions of artificial intelligence to content production are undeniable. They look distinct, right? Well, they were both written by AI, and they share that exact same generic corporate voice. Different words, sure, but the rhythm, the structure, and that passionless professional tone, totally identical. The edges get smoothed right out, the distinctive voices disappear, and everything just trends toward this incredibly boring statistical mean.
Section 1. Why everything sounds alike.
This isn't just some vague feeling we all have that online content is getting boring. There are actual, invisible mechanics driving this sameness when we rely on AI without human oversight. And they break down into 3 technical root causes. First up, the shared training corpus. Every major model trains on the exact same massive internet datasets, meaning they all learn the identical patterns of what quote-unquote good writing supposedly looks like. Second, we have prompt homogeneity. Millions of users globally are typing in the exact same requests, like write a professional blog post about our new feature. That practically guarantees identical outputs. And third, we have RLHF averaging.
RLHF averaging is honestly probably the biggest culprit here. Basically, this is the process of reducing varied human preferences into a single deterministic scalar. In plain English, the models are mathematically designed to gravitate toward mediocrity. They figure out what the average person finds acceptable. And well, the average person likes safe, inoffensive, clear sentences. So the system actively suppresses unique, risky, or bold voices in favor of content that won't offend anyone. The models aren't actively trying to sound identical. They're simply optimizing for what statistically tends to work best for the widest possible audience.
Section 2. The Milan restaurant data. If you think this sameness is just subjective, check out this 2025 SSRN study on restaurants in Milan during a temporary ChatGPT ban. Researchers had a perfect real-world lab to see what happens when AI gets turned off. And when AI was being used, they recorded a massive 15% drop in lexical diversity. Think about that for a second. As soon as businesses got their AI tools back, their vocabulary shrank dramatically. They literally started using the exact same descriptive words as their competitors down the street. That rich, varied human language got completely replaced by statistically probable words. And it gets even more obvious when you pair it with this, a 12% drop in syntactic diversity during that same period. So it's not just the vocabulary. Syntactic diversity is how you build your sentences. With AI, every paragraph falls into the exact same rhythm. You know the one: short opener, compound sentence, generic concluding thought. When you lose 12% of your syntactic variety, you lose the natural musicality of human writing that actually keeps people reading.
Section 3. Voice is the product.
So let's shift gears and look at the real-world stakes here. Trading your competitive advantage for faster output is absolutely a bad trade. For a content creator, your distinctive style literally is your product. Stripping that away just to gain efficiency is going to cost you your audience. Sure, if you're a generic consultant writing a standard proposal, maybe a lack of personality is fine. But if you rely on building an audience, your unique perspective and your quirky rhythms are what make people recognize your work before they even see your name. Consumer preference for generic AI content has dropped significantly lately because people are just craving authenticity.
Section 4. Editor versus author approach.
Thankfully, there's a prescription for this diagnosis, and it's all about where AI sits in your workflow. You don't have to abandon these tools. Just look at the author approach versus the editor approach. Using AI as an author to generate content completely from scratch overwrites your voice. It guarantees generic output. But the editor approach, that's entirely different. Here, you provide the human-written raw material first, a broken sentence, a unique observation from your day, whatever it is. Then you ask the AI to polish and structure that specific material. This forces the tool to work within the constraints of your authentic voice.
And the market data backs this up perfectly. Look at this performance drop compared to human writing. We see a steep 23% drop when using the AI author approach. Readers simply don't engage with it and they leave the page faster. But using the AI editor approach, it's only a minimal 4% drop. You get all the speed and polish of the technology, but you keep that genuine human connection that actually drives engagement.
Section 5. The 7-question check.
So how do you actually audit your own work? We know the editor approach is the solution, but before you publish anything else, run your draft through these 7 questions. 1. Is there a unique observation? 2. Could AI generate this independently without your input? If yes, delete it and start over. 3. Could anyone write this title? 4. Is there specific context like a date or a real place? 5. Are your unique sentence rhythms preserved? 6. Does it teach the reader something about you personally? And 7. Is it clearly your signature work? Honestly, if you answer no to even 4 of these, you need to rewrite it. Without your specific context or personal rhythm, you're racing against AI-generated content, and that's a race you will inevitably lose.
Section 6. Difference is not technical.
Let's bring all this together and look at the prognosis for creators. The landscape has permanently changed, but the real difference between generic content and magnetic content isn't some technical feature. Differentiation is a human decision. You simply cannot prompt your way out of homogenization. You have to actively choose to inject counterintuitive arguments, first-hand experiences, and specific contexts that no language model could ever possess. True difference comes from deciding exactly who is speaking and what unique value they bring to the table.
I'm going to leave you with one final thought, and your answer to this will completely define your future success. Did you write your last piece of content, or did AI write it and you just approved it? Because if you're just clicking approve on statistically average text, your audience is going to notice and they will leave. You've got to take back the author's seat and put AI firmly in the editor's seat. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this helps you reclaim your unique voice.